Hello students, welcome to physics class. Today we discuss potentiometer. A potentiometer is a device for the measurement of unknown EMF or potential difference accurately. You know that voltmeter is also a device for the measurement of potential difference. Let us see what is the advantage of potentiometer over voltmeter. Suppose if I am using a voltmeter for the measurement of potential difference across a resistor R. Here we have a resistor R between these two points A and B. Say I current is passing through this resistor. I current is passing through this resistor. So to measure the potential difference across this resistor, we connecting a voltmeter across it. We connect a voltmeter across this resistor for the measurement of potential difference. For the working of this voltmeter, it draws some current from the resistor. Let us say a small current I dash is drawn from the resistor by the voltmeter, because voltmeter having some resistance. For the working, it use some current. Let us say I dash is the current passing through the voltmeter. So what is the actual potential difference between the A and B is I into R. But as the voltmeter draws some current from it, the potential difference shown by the voltmeter will be only I minus I dash into R. I minus I dash into R. That is the virtual potential difference actually. The voltmeter show only this one V dash. I minus I dash into R. But actual potential is what? V equal to I into R. That's why a voltmeter always read a potential difference which is always less than the actual potential. So we have a device known as potentiometer, which does not draw any current from the circuit. As it works a null deflection method, it will not draw any current from the circuit where it measuring the potential difference or where it measure the EMF. So let us see what are the construction of a potentiometer. A potentiometer consists of usually a long wire, 4 to 10 meter wire. Instead of taking a long 10 meter wire, we are taking separate wire of 1 meter length. Here I shown a potentiometer wire of 4 meter length. The 4 separate wire having 1 meter length are taken and which are placed parallel and which is fixed on a wooden board. 4 separate 1 meter wire are stretched along a wooden board, and these wires are connected by using copper strips. Here the wires are connected by using a copper strips. The resistance of this copper strip is very small, so we can consider it is a 4 meter continuous wire having uniform area cross section. So this is the main part of a potentiometer wire, a uniform wire. A wire of uniform area cross section, length 4 to 10 meter. Usually this wire is made up of manganese or constantine, having very high resistivity and low temperature coefficient of resistivity. And from the point A and B, that is the end of the potentiometer wire, we have a battery and one-way key and rheostat. Between these 2 point A and B, we connecting one battery, one-way key and a rheostat is connected between the point A and B. And this circuit function is to provide a constant current or to maintain a constant current through the potentiometer wire. That's why this circuit is known as driving circuit or auxiliary circuit. The function of this auxiliary circuit is to maintain a constant current through the potentiometer wire. Now suppose we sending a constant current through this potentiometer wire by putting a key on it. Now a constant current is flows through this potentiometer wire. So we can say potential is applied between this 2 point A and B, and potential falls from A to B. when you are moving from A to B, potential is increases. Here we connecting a voltmeter between these 2 point A and J. Let us say we connecting a voltmeter between these 2 point A and J, and say the voltmeter read a value, say it is V. The reading on the voltmeter is V. Actually, the voltmeter read the potential difference between these 2 point A and J. The voltmeter read the potential difference between the point A and J, and say the length of this wire AJ is L, and the resistance of this wire AJ is equal to R. So we can write the V is equal to I into R. V is equal to I into R. The voltmeter reading V is equal to I into R. What is I? I is the current flows through this potentiometer wire. I is the current, constant current which flows through this potentiometer wire. So we can write the voltmeter reading V is equal to I into R. V equal to I into R. And we can write this resistance of this wire is equal to rho L by A. Rho is the resistivity of the material of the wire. L is the length of this wire, and A is the area cross section. So we can write R is equal to rho L by A. And you see that I, rho and A are constant because we are sending a constant current through this potentiometer wire, and resistivity is a constant. Area cross section of the wire is also constant. I, rho and A are constant. So we can write V is equal to K into L, where K is equal to I rho by A is a constant. So we can write V is equal to K into L. V is equal to K into L, or V is proportional to L. Potential across the length of the wire. Potential across any length of the wire is directly proportional to the length of the wire. That is, the V is directly proportional to L. V is directly proportional to L. That's the working principle of a potentiometer. That is, the working principle of a potentiometer is, the basic principle of potentiometer is that when a constant current flows through a wire of uniform cross-sectional area and composition, the potential drop across any length of the wire is directly proportional to the length. V is directly proportional to L. The basic principle of potentiometer is that when a constant current flows through a wire of uniform cross-sectional area and composition, the potential drop across any length of the wire is directly proportional to the length. Then, if you are plotting a graph between the voltmeter reading and the length of the wire, we can slide this jockey through the length of this wire, and we can measure the potential across each length. After that, if you are plotting a graph between the length and the voltmeter reading, we will get a straight line because V is directly proportional to L. And this V by L will be a constant. V by L is equal to K, will be a constant. And that constant is known as potential gradient. Potential gradient. That is, the potential drop per unit length of the potentiometer wire is known as potential gradient. The potential drop per unit length of the potentiometer wire is known as potential gradient. You can write K is equal to V by L. K equal to V by L. And the SI unit of potential gradient is volt per meter. SI unit is volt per meter. That's a working principle of potentiometer. That is, potential across the length of the wire is directly proportional to the length of that wire. V is directly proportional to L. Now let us see what are the applications of potentiometer. The first application, comparisons of EMF of two primary cells. Here we have two primary cells, E1 and E2. We want to compare the EMF of E1 and E2. For that, we are connecting the positive terminal of these two cells to the point A, and negative terminals are connected to a two-way key. And the common point of this two-way key is connected to a resistance box, galvanometer, and then the sliding contact jockey. After this connection, we are putting the key in the auxiliary circuit. Then a constant current is passing through this potentiometer wire. After that, suppose we are just putting the key in the gap A. We are inserting the key only in the gap A. Now we can say the cell E1, the cell having EMF E1 comes into the circuit. And say we are sliding the jockey through this potentiometer wire till the galvanometer showing a null deflection. Let us say at the point J1 it is showing a null deflection. That is the galvanometer showing zero deflection when the jockey is reached at the point at this point. Say this length is AJ1. The length of this wire is AJ1 is equal to L1. Say this length is L1. AJ1 is equal to L1. Actually, the potential difference between the point A and J1, AJ1, is balanced by the EMF E1. That's why the galvanometer showing a null deflection. That is potential across the L1 is equal to EMF E1. So we can write as E1 is equal to K into L1. By the principle of potentiometer, we know that potential across this wire AJ1 having length L1 is equal to potential gradient into length K into L1. E1 is equal to K into L1. What is K? K is the potential gradient of this potentiometer. Potential per unit length. So we can write E1 is equal to K L1 because E1 and the potential across AJ1 is equal. That's why the galvanometer show a zero deflection. So E1 is equal to K into L1. After that, we are taking the plug key and insert at B. Only at B. A is open now. Again, we are sliding the jockey through this potentiometer wire. Now, it shows a null deflection when it reaches at J2. Say the length J2 is equal to L2. Let's say the length AJ2 is equal to L2. That is, now the key is inserted at B. E2 is in the circuit and E2 is balanced the potential difference across AJ2. So how can you write E2 is equal to K into L2? E2 is equal to K into L2. Now, if we are putting this is equation 1 and this is equation 2 and we are finding what is equation 2 by equation 1. Equation 2 by equation 1, E2 by E1 is equal to L2 by L1. Now we compare, we find the ratio between this E1 and E2. That's E2 by E1 is equal to L2 by L1. If in this two cell, if any one or any cell is a non-EMF, that is, if one of the two cell is a standard cell of non-EMF, then the EMF of the other cell can be determined like this. Suppose E1 is E1 is a non-EMF. Then we can find the unknown EMF E2 is equal to L2 by L1 into E1. So this can also use to measure the unknown EMF like this way, or otherwise we can use to compare the EMF of two primary cells. Now see another application of potentiometer to measure the internal resistance of a primary cells. We know that every cell having an internal resistance, that is the resistance offered by the electrolyte of that cell. Here we have a cell, a primary cell having EMF E. We want to find what is the internal resistance of that cell. So the positive terminal of that cell is connected to the point A. And from the positive terminal, we are taking a resistance box. We are connecting a resistance box and a one-way key to the negative terminal. That is, a resistance box and a one-way key is connected across this EMF or across this cell. And from the negative terminal, a galvanometer and the sliding contact J is connected. After this connection, we are just inserting the key in the auxiliary circuit. Now we can say a constant current is passing through this potentiometer wire. a constant current is passing through this potentiometer wire. No key is inserted here. In the K1 is open. No key is inserted at K1. It is open. No current is drawn from this cell. No current is drawn from the cell. Okay. Now we are sliding the jockey through this potentiometer wire and say at this point we getting a null deflection. Say this length is measured as L1. This length is measured as L1. We getting a null deflection here. Here the key is not inserted. So actually the potential across this AJ having a length L1 is equal to the EMF of this cell. The EMF of the cell is balanced by the potential difference across the length AJ. Why EMF? Because no current is drawn from the cell. So actually EMF, you can write as EMF of the cell E is equal to K into L1. By the principle of potentiometer, we can write as EMF E is equal to K into L1. Where L1 is the balancing length when no key is inserted here. After that, we are inserting a key here. Suppose the plug is inserted there. Now some current is drawn from the cell and we are introducing a very small resistance on this resistance box. A very small resistance is introduced on this resistance box. Now we can say a current is drawn from the cell. Now actually when the cell is in use, some current is drawn from the cell. We have terminal potential difference of the cell. Now again we are sliding this jockey through this potentiometer wire. Suppose now we are getting that here the balancing length is at this point J dash. The balancing length we are getting at this point J dash. Suppose that length is equal to L2. That length is equal to L2. Remember, potential difference is always, the terminal potential difference is always less than the EMF. So we can say L2 is less than L1 because L2 is the balancing length for the terminal potential difference. So we can write V is equal to K into L2, where K is the potential gradient. V equal to K into L2. After that, E by V, we can write as E by V is equal to L1 by L2. E by V is equal to what? L1 by L2. And if you want to find the internal resistance of the cell, we know that EMF E is equal to the current I which is drawn from the cell into R plus R. What is R? The external resistance. What is the resistance included in the resistance box? Plus small letter r. Small letter r is the internal resistance of the cell. Actually that we want to find. So E is equal to I into R plus R. Also we can write as the terminal potential of the cell V is equal to I into R, where I is the current drawn from the cell and R is the external resistance. So E by V can also write as R plus R divided by R, because I and I getting cancelled. E by V is equal to R plus R divided by capital R. But you know E by V is equal to L1 by L2. That's why we are writing like this way. R plus R divided by capital R is equal to L1 by L2. Now we want to find this internal resistance R. So rearrange this equation, R and R getting cancelled. So we are writing like this way. 1 plus R by R is equal to L1 by L2. 1 plus R by R is equal to L1 by L2. So we can write here, that's R by R. We taking this one to other side. L1 by L2 minus 1. And R by R is equal to, take LCM, L1 minus L2 divided by L2. So R is equal to capital R into L1 minus L2 divided by L2. That is the internal resistance of the cell. What is L1? L1 is the balancing length corresponding to the EMF. We are not inserting the key here. No current is drawn from the cell and that balancing length is L1. And what is L2? After inserting the key here, some current is drawn from the cell and that length is corresponding to the terminal potential difference that's equal to L. So R is equal to capital R. What is capital R? The resistance added in the box. Capital R into L1 minus L2 divided by L2. We can repeat the experiment by taking the different resistance from the box, like 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 3 ohm. We can repeat the experiment for different resistance, and we can find different internal resistance for different external resistance. R is equal to internal resistance. R is equal to R into L1 minus L2 divided by L2. So in this way, we can find the internal resistance of a cell. That are the applications of potentiometer. We can measure the internal resistance of a primary cell, and we can measure an unknown EMF by using potentiometer, or if you want, we can compare the EMF of two primary cells by using potentiometer. That's all today. Thank you.